December 18th, Wednesday. It is 6:02 p.m. I am calling this meeting to order. Before we jump into period of public expression, I just want to make a few comments and thank everybody here in this room for another wonderful year at John Germain Library, for all your committee work and achieving all the goals that we set out. Thank you. It's been a pleasure serving as president. The year did go fast. This is my last meeting. Next time it will be Elliot. It's been a year of great accomplishments. We had the glow up, and there's been many wonderful programs, from laughter yoga to all the author book talks and teen programs with lots of good eats. And also a great focus on the archive collection, bringing public's attention to that has been wonderful. The art exhibits, dynamic as always. HVAC system, dynamic as always, but you can't have a perfect year. And I thank most of all Kelly for your amazing guidance and energy throughout the year. You've breathed great life into this wonderful little library. And to the staff, please thank them on behalf of the board for all their wonderful work. So, enough from me. Period for public expression. Hi, over there.
Hi.
Okay, not much else to say? Okay.
It was a great year. Hopefully the next one will be
It will be
too.
too. And Anna, next month you'll be at the table.
Yes.
And before I conclude, thank you, Anne, for your 6 years of service on the board. Even though this is your last meeting, it goes back to the end of the month. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for everything you have done and all your input and leadership and knowledge in so many areas that have been of great help to all of us. So can we get a vote to approve the minutes from the November 20th meeting?
I had a note about the minutes.
Oh, sure. Before we approve.
I had to leave after executive session the last meeting,
Mhm.
and the minutes, and I know we moved some things
did.
around before because of that, so I just wanted to. Where are they?
It
Sorry,
does
I
say
have
you
it.
left at 7:28.
It says I left, and then it says after that we voted on the strategic plan after, and honestly, I don't 100% remember if I was here for that. So it either needs to be reflected that I wasn't present and the vote was 6-0, or I would think that
Oh, you're right. You're right. It is 6-0.
but if we had voted on it before I left, then I think it should be
We did.
moved. Okay, I just wanted to.
That's a typo on
Okay,
my part.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Bill's amended, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
7-0 as amended.
Okay, report from the Friends of the Library.
Friends are on their winter siesta. But they had a really successful event. They're sort of gonna reevaluate what programs they do and what times of year that they do it. Most excitingly, they are going to make a donation to the library in the amount of, I think it's $5,000. So we'll have a check from them. And they're changing their meeting day to Wednesdays when they reopen in March. Let me,
That's not right. No.
no, it's not Michael. You need help? Well, can you just help him make a couple of copies? Thank you. Okay, so that's it. Friends are moving to Wednesdays starting in March. They are writing us a check for $5,000. They had a successful event. I think that's
That's excellent.
everything.
They
If I
do a
can
good
just
job.
relay something, because I meet with a lot of them at the food pantry, and they were just a little disappointed that there's not more trustee participation in their events. And they would, you know, love to see
Yes,
people
we
showing
need
up
to
when, if they can.
participate, right, we
Yeah.
need to participate. We also should all be members of the Friends,
Mm-hmm.
we start with that. Try to attend meetings and show them some love. We need to improve on that. Okay. Okay. Elliot, treasurer's report, last time for the year,
Yeah, yeah.
next time it'll be Nate.
Well, it's pretty straightforward report. Do we have it up here?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, things look pretty good. As you see in the operating account, we have $760,000 of change that will easily carry us obviously through December and the month of January of next year. Last year, you may recall, we didn't get paid by the district until February, so you know, we wanted to make sure we were covered, and we are. It's all right there in cash in the dime account, so that'll take care of us through December and January. We also, and of course, in addition to that, we have 400,000 in the two new accounts. Savings at First National and the capital account at Morgan Stanley. And a little bit of other assets. So the total cash assets at the moment, 1,191,799. That's similar to where we were about a year ago. But it's just differently deposited. You notice our investments are almost up to 4 million, which is very exciting. Because this is, most of this is roughly a year out. Most of it is between 4% and 5% interest, so that's good. Our total assets, as you see, are over 5,516,762, and that's actually slightly ahead of where we were at the same time last year, which is both a little bit surprising and good and wonderful, because we've spent a lot, you know, in the time since on a variety of things, so it's good to be a little bit ahead. As you see, the mortgage, we're down to owing just a little over 4 million, and that is paid off in 5 years roughly,
2029.
2029, yeah. Now, part of the reason that all these numbers look good is because last month, like a lot of the recent months, was pretty straightforward. It was low to average expenditures under $300,000. No red flags there. And the financial income was good, 16,160. Contributions again weren't too good. Next month, we expect they will be with the end of the year. And now the Friends stuff counts as a contribution.
It does.
Yeah, so I mean, next month is gonna be fat.
Yeah.
Fat, yeah, yeah. In terms of year-to-date versus the budget, 11 months, 92% of the year. So we've spent already 95% of our budget. But on the other hand, we've achieved 105% of our budgeted income. So it's basically flat. We're basically even, which is great. Nothing particular to note about the various lists. The bill payment list warrant is around $100,000, which is a moderate and reasonable amount of untreated checks. And then the payrolls were also very standard. There were only 2. So unless there's any questions, you
I
know,
have a question.
yeah, sure.
Revenue line 4101, unclassified contributions.
Mhm.
That was 190,482. What is?
I don't have all the details in front of me.
Line 4101. I mean, that
What's the number again?
was 190,482.
What page are you looking at?
Well, yeah, it's not the page.
So that's for the year?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that
So-
includes the archive money, isn't it?
That includes the Gene, held
right,
donation.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
And that
been a
was
good year.
an unanticipated
that
income.
was unanticipated,
wasn't-
and then I believe it also includes Diane Sass's estate. Is
Ah.
that this year?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't quite
excellent.
line up with the expectations
Right.
we had at the beginning of the year.
Wow.
Yeah, I
But it's
noticed,
great.
Wow.
yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed we were like
And then, of
1,000%
course,
over.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 I mean, and the flip side is he spent a lot of money for fundraising, but it was fun.
Yeah.
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 More than budgeted, but okay, thank you.
Okay.
So, any other comments, questions about the treasurer's report? So I think we'll do motions for the payroll, for the warrants and the report separately from removing me and Megan.
Yes.
Okay, so can I please get a motion to approve the financial reports and the warrants?
Make a motion?
I'll second it.
All in favor? A motion please to remove me, Diane Dager, as a signer on all bank accounts and to authorize Megan Curran Schmidt as signer on all dime accounts effective January 2025.
I will be glad to make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay.
What's going on at the library? Busy. You know, I always joke that like nothing gets done between Thanksgiving and New Year's, but we've gotten a lot done between Thanksgiving and at least almost Christmas. So, again, I just wanted to recognize, Susan B. for, her hard work and dedication to the library and the Sag Harbor community. We had a nice, staff farewell dinner with her last night. We had a lot of laughs, shared a lot of memories. It was, lovely. I also did want to recognize Eileen, who has moved on, but was taking care of our social media, and was kind enough to front load our social media, so we still have a presence while we onboard Hannah, who's taken over that task. As you all know, Ann Lieber passed away and named us as beneficiary. As of this date, we had $2,770. A couple of more donations have trickled in. I left that paperwork right on my desk next to the paperwork letting you know how much money the appeal has brought in. I remember that it was 39 donors to the appeal. Many of them new. Every time I send out an email, which I do once a week, we get like 3 or 4 donations, which is nice. It's maybe $5,500 so far. We got a nice donation today. Somebody donated $1,000. Let's see what else. Our Oculus headset is the new hip thing in town with our teens. We only let them use it for 20 minutes, so their brains don't turn to mush. But also that, you know, everybody gets a turn. Unfortunately, the tree lighting at Outer Pond was canceled, but we plan to partner with the park again next year. And I was a last minute fill-in on the Express Sessions panel on parking in the village. Where, you know, I said such important things as, don't tell them to park up the hill. We need those spots and, you know. It was fun. They said, we'll make sure we get you on a panel that's more in your wheelhouse next time, which is nice. Attended a bunch of meetings. I did want to call attention to the statistics because they were not complete when I sent them to you, but I updated them earlier today. Everything's about normal where it's supposed to be. You know, this tends to be a little bit of a quieter month. I think that missing weekend between Thanksgiving and Christmas has everybody sort of in a frenzy and not in the library checking out books. But today, everybody was here dropping off cookies in our staff room, so we are very beloved. It feels nice to be here around the holidays. And so many cookies.
It's been a year since the glow up already.
It has been a year since the glow up. Although I will say the glow up was finished late in this year, because we had our final round nook put in. Right, that was the last thing we did with the glow up, I think, was the nook. And that's it, that's my report. Personnel report, you've got our 3 new hires, Emily, Hannah, and Jack. So.
Did you find out how to pronounce her last name?
I didn't know. I'm gonna. I think it's like that.
We have to vote on that.
You have to vote on the personnel report, yes.
I'll make the motion to approve the personnel report.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Report is approved. Okay, committee reports. Personnel? No.
I don't think there was some action, but.
What do you mean? Okay, finance budget,
Well, we met virtually, we had some correspondence because we had an investment. We re-upped an investment on about $1 million this week, well into 2025. It's not exactly years, 50 weeks, as it turns out. But it's a nice chunk of money. It'll mature as $1,020,000 at the end of November next year. And the rate is still pretty good, 4.132, something like that. Still above 4. Everybody says it's gonna be sinking now,
Yeah.
but nobody
that
really
last year.
knows what's gonna go
Said
on.
that 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know, nobody knows, but but it's a good thing, because now most, we have money that's coming in as late as the very end of 25. That's coming in at that kind of a rate, which is good, because I'm sure we'll need it.
Okay. Buildings and grounds,
Did not meet.
policy and long-range planning,
We did not meet.
outreach and public relations,
We did not meet.
Nash Park Board. Yes, they met, but I did not attend the
Oh.
meeting, but I did submit the library report and submitted my last commitment to them. So when they meet moving forward, Dan will be representing the library on the
Wow,
park board.
congratulations.
They have your contact information, so there's no escaping.
Oh, how
They
exciting.
know how to reach you. So their meetings are always the Wednesday before our board meetings. They meet here.
Okay.
Okay?
You said they meet at like 7, right?
I mean, it's
7.
7,
So they should
Yeah.
go.
and it's your job to remind them when it gets close to 9 o'clock.
I'm not gonna be here till 9.
It's a big commitment being on that board. So I know you'll do a great job. You will bring a breath of fresh air to that board. Thank you. Ad hoc scholarship? No. Okay, so much for committee reports. Old business.
The
HVAC.
The HVAC, what could we say about the HVAC? So mark your calendars. We are on the agenda for the January 9th Historic Preservation and Architectural Review Board. I am still waiting for updated renderings from Hollander. But I think also nothing gets done between Thanksgiving and New Year's. So once a week I follow up with Bailey to see where we're at. I don't know if we are going to be on the January 16th agenda for the ZBA. But I will follow up shortly after the new year with Tiffany on that one. Yes.
So when they approve all this and we move forward, what's our date been pushed to now to get this done? Like, when are we looking into July?
I don't have a good answer for that. Potentially, I think I said this in several board meetings now. I've made peace with the fact that, that thing will be coming in on a crane 4th of July weekend, whether that's the case or not. The goal is always to be done sooner rather than later. All we can do is be optimistic. But it is distinctly possible that we could be doing construction through the summer.
What's the date expected on the equipment being prepared? May? And where are we in the bid process on the construction?
We have
contract?
not moved on the bid process because we are waiting to see what, if any, changes need to be made to the landscaping. So we don't have everything we need for the bid until we have the landscaping plan figured out.
Where do we have access to the RFP?
The
Whatever state
RFP,
that's in.
it's in my email. I can certainly send it to you.
Oh, I'd
Yeah,
love
I
to
think
see
you
it.
guys.
We might
guys
have,
have seen
did we? I don't remember.
Not much has happened to it,
Oh, okay.
but it's,
I assumed it'd been updated or something.
yeah, it hasn't been updated until, all of my hoops have been jumped through. But
Okay,
the goal is, once we get through the ZBA, then, it's, should be a quick hop through the planning board because they've already more or less said, you're good to go. And, you know,
And how much did we have to put down on the deposit?
nothing,
Okay.
They trust us.
they trust. I have a very trustworthy face. So they, yeah, no, so they usually do school projects and projects, that you don't pay until you have the equipment, so
Mhm.
we don't pay until we have the equipment in hand.
Okay, employee handbook and personnel manual. Great reading.
Well, that was a chill 50 pages,
Mhm.
right? Is everybody committed it to memory?
Mhm.
It's the same thing you saw in November. It has passed the, legal counsel. It has passed the committee. It has, you saw it back in November. I did make one change based upon what everybody else was doing, in terms of New Year's Eve. Originally, our policy said we close at 5 on New Year's Eve, but I dialed it back to 3. Just so people can get home, and if they want to go out and have dinner before Fourth of July, or before New Year's. I mean, here's the thing, I'm not wrong, 4th of July is after New Year's, but
That would be a long dinner.
it would be a very long dinner. But other than that, it's good to go. I would recommend, approving it, because the committee and I worked really hard on it.
I just have one question
Sure.
about it, and I don't know, if this might be a
Mhm.
legal requirement that,
Mhm.
but on page 84,
Mm-hmm.
under 2.3 Code of Ethics, the second paragraph is repeated in full under that article preamble, like right underneath it, and I don't know if that's a typo or if it
Page
needs,
84,
yeah,
what number?
2.3 Code of Ethics.
Where's my
Oh, maybe
paper?
this is last meeting's.
84,
Sorry, I'm
okay.
sorry, this is from when we first got it. So it's 2.3.
2.3.
Code of Ethics and Conflicts of Interest.
Uh, Two employees as well. Library ethics and contact. Code of ethics and conflict of
Yes,
interest.
2.3.
Okay.
So the second paragraph, which begins with the library board of trustees is also committed to avoiding any situation in blah, blah, blah. So that whole paragraph is the exact same first paragraph of the Article 1 preamble that follows it, and I just don't know if it should be cut
The
out.
short answer for that would be, it came from the lawyer that way.
Okay,
And I think it should be section 2.4, because now that I'm looking, I have 2.3s.
oh, yeah,
So I'll renumber,
okay,
that would be my answer, is that the lawyer sent it to me that way.
okay. Then it should.
Then it shuts down. There's a couple of things that are real repetitive in here.
No, I know that, this one looked sort of like glaring, like.
It does look
Like,
glaringly
why is that
repetitive.
there, but,
Yeah.
okay, all right,
All right.
yep, thank you.
Okay, so we could take a vote to approve the employee handbook and personnel manual, subject to the correction. As stated.
Oh, the renumbering.
The renumbering.
Numbering, yes.
I would, yeah, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I would vote to approve the personnel handbook subject to the correction.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, handbook and manual is approved.
The scholarship.
New business, scholarship policy.
Okay. So I know we normally do a first read and then an amendment, but this is such a short amendment. I figured we can take care of it, and I think we've discussed it on the board level as well. Giving instead of having an ad hoc scholarship committee, the outreach committee doesn't do a whole lot. So we thought that it could fall under the purview of the outreach committee to, promote and I'm gonna say award the scholarship every year. So I spoke with, Tom Bowles, and, he made me argue my point, as he always does. And, he said, yeah, that's fine, you can do that. So this is what the amendment would be for this. So if everybody's fine with the outreach committee being the committee which oversees the scholarship and awards, then
Yes, you have to make a motion to approve.
There's just on page 107,
Mhm.
that just
one more.
yeah, one more scholarship.
Got it.
Is he communicating that he continues to want to donate, or?
I have not heard from him. He has communicated that he does want to continue to donate. I haven't heard from him, but he generally travels. I don't hear from him terribly, regularly. So,
Okay, so can we get a motion to approve the amendment to the scholarship policy?
I will make a motion to approve the amendment to the scholarship policy.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, amendment to scholarship policy is approved. Okay, the tinned wire transfer payments.
so I was waiting for, well, I got the invoice from Tind yesterday. And I was waiting to have a conversation with Al Coster about it. So as you know, in September, we approved Tind. Tind is a company located in Norway. The only way we can pay them is via wire transfer. And so I went back and forth with Tind, because paying things by wire transfer is of course not a best practice. We are legally allowed to do it as an association library. So Al said, look, it's not a best practice. And that's just because, cybercrime, but also, once we start paying things by wire transfer, like, we just want to make sure that everybody knows, like, this is the thing that we're paying by wire transfer. We're just doing it because of this very specific reason that we can't do it otherwise. And the board is aware that we have paid it by wire transfer this way. Just so that, Wanda and I just don't start wire transferring money to our friends and family and saying like, oh yeah, no, we're just paying by wire transfer. So
What's the level of this?
what's the level of
How
this?
much money we got?
It's $28,000.
$28,000.
Yeah, so.
And how often is that payment?
This is we pay them annually. This payment is larger this year because it is for design and implementation of the platform plus the hosting fees. So, next year we'll have another resolution to pay them $15,000, which is the fee, moving forward. We pay 2 other things via electronic transfer, just so you know that it's not a completely unheard of thing. We pay ADP for payroll and TIAA, which is our retirement. But generally speaking, we don't like to pay things by wire transfer. So that's why this is on the agenda. You have to approve it.
Okay, can we, somebody please make a motion to approve the tinned wire transfer payments?
I'll make a motion to approve the tin wire.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, wire transfer payments approved. Okay, committee assignments.
There's one typo. Just to give you a heads up, so for buildings and grounds, there's an accidental quorum. So Anna You don't have to serve on the buildings and grounds.
Remind me what the officers were going
I
to
don't
be.
think we've informed the whole, we haven't informed everybody.
Did
yet?
anybody see the
No.
committee?
It was in the document.
It's in the document.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute.
But
Okay.
but it's not in this, so. if
Yeah.
you want to tell
Okay,
people-
sure. So here are your committees. Do you want me to do it by person or by committee?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay, so the Personnel Committee is chaired by Michael Garabedian with Diane and Megan. Elliot, you are ex officio on everything, so you just, meetings. Outreach, Lisa, you are chair, Robin and Anna. Policy, Robin, you are chair, Diane and Lisa, finance and legal. You're the treasurer, so you're the chair. You have Michael and Anna with you, and buildings and grounds, Dan, you are the chair. You have Michael, Lisa, and not Anna.
Can you remind me the officers for next year too?
The officers for next year are, your president, we didn't tell you.
I know.
The officers for next year, Elliot is president, Diane is vice president, Megan is treasurer, and Anna will be secretary. But Wanda will be taking the minutes, handing them off to Anna for review.
One committee you did not mention.
Oh, the
Park.
park.
So I just
Park.
want you to know, Dan, that I put you on two committees because I know that Park
Sure.
might take a lot of your time. So it's enough work, you might as well be on three committees. You're gonna love it. Okay. Director's contract.
Lindley and Allison both loved it, so it does happen that people love it.
Mhm. Okay, director's contract. Everybody had a chance to look at that? Yes, any questions about it? Okay, so can we get a motion to approve the director's contract?
I'll move.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Alright.
Okay, contract has been approved.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I guess I'll talk.
No, some
You're
people
buying
might
the
not
first
be.
round of drinks.
But
You're buying the first and second
Well,
round of
actually,
drinks.
we have to, after the meeting today, we do have refreshments, so.
Okay.
If you don't mind, if you just bring down the shrimp and the beverages. Thank you very much. That's on the table. Okay,
Okay.
so anything from the public?
Okay.
Okay.
They're lovely and green, both of them. over
What?
there.
Where's Nada up there? We haven't had.
I
she
told
doesn't
her
come when
that-
it gets dark.
Yeah,
Oh.
she doesn't drive in the dark, that's right.
Yeah, I told them that. Okay, so can I get a motion to exit the regular meeting and go into executive session at 6:35
I'll make a,
PM?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we're going in to discuss the employment history of a particular person or persons or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, etc.
That was agenda, I thought we were gonna be here. for.
Okay.
Okay,
So
Can I make a motion to end this meeting?
Hold on.
No.
So
no,
we
we're
just
not
have
there
to,
yet.
so we're back in the meeting.
Okay.
Dan moved and seconded to leave executive session at 6:42. So now you guys can make whatever emotions you need to
I
make.
get to make.
No, this is my last
That's
day.
right.
Hey.
Okay,
You can second
take it
it.
away, Anne.
I make a motion to end this Board of Trustees meeting at whatever time it is.
That's
6:42.
6:42 PM.
42.
It's sad, and
I second that, I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
Meeting adjourned.